creeping in, dancing on my kitchen floor through the blinds of my front door. Someday it is a welcome friend, 'cause lately all it's been is rain all the time, all salt, no lime. But the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Yeah, the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. Since the clouds came over the hill, I've been laying soft and still inside for 14 days and nights. But then the light came back again, brighter than it's ever been. Let it shine right on time, 'cause the tide is turning, baby.
Grayson Jenkins.
Hello.
How are you?
Am I sideways right now?
You are sideways. Always good to do a little neck contortions here, though. It's all good.
There we go. Hopefully we're all set now.
Absolutely, Grayson. How are you, man?
Doing well. Appreciate you having me on today.
Absolutely, Grayson. So, I mean, so many great things happening in the Grayson Jenkins world. I gotta tell you. I mean, first of all, let's start with Turning Tides. I mean, your new album. What an album, Grayson. We had a chance to preview it. You know, it comes out Friday, actually, from the, you know, by the time we air this, it's gonna be out for like a week or so. But such a great album. I mean, from those first notes of Mockingbird, I mean, to like the last, you know, to everything, man, it's just a great stuff. So congratulations, first of all.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Excited to get it out.
Absolutely. And of course, you're performing at Railbird this weekend, which is this big music festival in Lexington. We're gonna be there. Actually, we're gonna check you out. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
So Grayson, you know, a few days before a major festival, they're expecting 55,000-60,000 people. What is going through your head? Like, how do you even think about it, or do you treat it like any gig?
Yeah, it's been so busy as of late with the album coming out, that it wasn't until like last week that I was like, oh, like this is really happening. Like mega show, probably the biggest show in my career thus far, and it's this weekend. So it's gonna be really exciting, and being from or living here for, you know, close to a decade now, it's gonna be really special to have a homecoming more or less, and then have probably the best album release party I'll ever get to have, you know, at a festival like this. So I've been saying it's really nice of them to get Dave Matthews Band to come play my album release show.
Yes, but I agree. You know.
Why don't you fly back to that sunny southern shore? Heart is a tug of war again. On one side it's reason, but you're on the other end, and I'm so close to caving in, 'cause I'm caught in a game that I can't win.
That's great, man. Any added pressure because it's in your home? Like, I remember once reading from, like, I think the Rolling Stones or something, actually, you know, which is topical, that like when they played at home or when you two played in Dublin, they felt more pressure because, you know, their childhood friends, their neighbors, all that stuff were in the audience. Any of that with you or no?
Yes, it's always, to me, like it's really, really fun playing close to home and to friends and family, but there's definitely an added element of pressure and stress with it too, you know, because you've got friends there that want to meet up with you and talk, but there's a million things going on. So it's always a little more stressful doing the at-home shows, but also rewarding too. You know, there's people that have been following me for my entire career that are going to be at this festival. So that kind of stuff is really special. But yeah, definitely some added pressure there.
That's cool, Grayson. So Grayson, educate me and my audience a little bit. I mean, I've been in Nashville almost a year, not even a year. So I'm still
Okay.
learning the ropes about Kentucky, right? And we have a lot of friends from Kentucky. Actually, Miles Miller is a good pal. But
All right.
everyone, Eastern Kentucky, they're very specific. I'm from Eastern Kentucky, and the people from Western Kentucky are like, we're from Western Kentucky. What is the difference, Grayson? Like, educate us once and for all.
They have bigger mountains. That's been the only big difference I can find. Because I'm from Western Kentucky. I grew up in a coal mining family, hardworking people, blue collar people, salt of the earth kind of people. And then I've found pretty much the same thing out in Eastern Kentucky. They just have a lot bigger mountains out that way. But no, good people all across the state. I think little different accents too. I guess they've got a little more of the kind of twang, I guess, and where I'm from is a little more southern drawl, I would say. But yeah, good people all across. Happy to have spent a lot of time in each area.
Sure. No, I mean, the whole thing. It's amazing how Kentucky is like it's like such a big music mecca, and like I feel like the world should know about it more than they do.
Yeah, it seems like people are starting to take note. I mean, there've been so many Kentucky artists, whether they live here, they live in Nashville, or wherever. You got people like Sturgill and Miles and Kelsey Walden and Tyler Childers, and people live all over the place, but they definitely stick to their Kentucky roots.
Oh yeah.
It's, Chris Stapleton, he's a mega star, but he's still in his music. You can hear the Kentucky kind of influence with the bluegrass type stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. And it seems like a lot of outlets are paying a lot more attention to Kentucky, which is cool to be a part of because it hasn't always been like that.
Absolutely, Grayson. Absolutely. So let me ask you a little bit about your past, if you don't mind, because your story is just fascinating. It's unique. It's unique because you're not, we talk to a lot of people here in the show that like they're prodigies and they were born with like an instrument in their hands kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you were a little bit of a late bloomer, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. And, but I think it, for a long time, I've held that as kind of a crutch, thinking, okay, I haven't been doing it as long as these people, I'm not going to be as good. But also, I think it gives me kind of a hunger that I'm playing catch up all the time. And so I think that's pretty healthy for me because had I been pushed into it, say at 10, 15 years old, I might have burned out or might have taken it for granted. But once I started doing it at the age of 20, then it's like, okay, you got to make up some ground. And so now it's been this hustle for the last decade, which I enjoy. But in a sense, I always feel like I'm playing catch up to those prodigies.
Yeah, and I mean, look where you are now. It's phenomenal, and I mean, you're still so young. So yeah, absolutely, you can never, it's never too late. And okay, so Grayson, my audience, as may not know that as recently as 2017, actually, you had like a real job, a salaried job, that kind of thing, and you quit it. You quit it, and you said, "Screw this! I'm going all in on music." Mm-hmm. What was like the breakthrough moment? Did you have a moment, a place where you just saw the light and you're like, "This is it. I'm doing it."
Yeah, I mean, I stayed really, really busy I worked at that job for about 4 years, and I was working, 40 to 60 hours a week, and then would play every weekend, hustling a lot harder than I do now, honestly, gigging wise. And so it was trending that way, but then I lost my mother in 2015, and that was kind of a pretty revolutionary thing in my life, or a super transitional thing. And then the job, to me, I loved my job. I had a great job, but for me, it was like, well, life is short. I need to do something that I really, really, really love. And so that was, once that happened, and once I kind of got over the grieving process, it was like, well, let me set my sights on saving money, planning, and going for this full time. And so that's what I did. So if there was a breakthrough point, it would be losing my mother as kind of an inspiration for life is short, man. You don't get to know when you're going to go. And so you may as well do something that you enjoy.
Yeah. It's amazing that you saw that. I mean, some people, not everyone, but some people had that realization last year with all the uncertainty. But it's so great that you had that, and you're gracing us with your music. So, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, at least some good came out of it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
absolutely, Grayson. All right, let's chat about your new album because it's just phenomenal. First of all, like we vaguely mentioned, our pal of the show, Miles Miller, played in it. How was it
Yeah.
working with Miles? Shout out to Miles.
Yeah, shout out Miles. He is a phenomenal, one of the more talented people I've ever been in a room with. I think just across the board, I knew going into it how great of a drummer he was and his harmony, but I think just his understanding of songs and music is really, really special. And I personally can't wait to see what he does after his time with Sturgill.
So he can he should sing, right? He should sing a little.
Yeah, I can't wait for Miles's debut album because he's a phenomenal talent. So yeah, working with he and Jesse Wells, who plays with Tyler Childers, and then Kenny Miles, who plays and the band Wayne Graham. Just really, really monster players, but also they all have a good understanding of songs. That was kind of what I was looking for, people who appreciate songs.
Yeah, I mean, right on, Grayson, and all the songs are so good. And just to name a couple, for example, Dear Katie, I loved, for example, this song because you tiptoe a line, an emotional line, a universal theme of love and reminiscing, but you never go to the sappy side. Like you keep it in such a classy middle. So I wanted to ask you as a songwriter, Grayson, like how do you pull that off, that beautiful middle, when it's so easy that you can go in any direction?
Man, I appreciate you taking note of that because I definitely try to do that. For me, it's just I try to think of songs as one moment in time. It's usually a song for me is one passing thought that I'm putting under a microscope. And so I think we as humans, or me, myself, too, have thousands of different thoughts throughout the day. And so if I can highlight one of those, and then the listener can take it whatever direction they want to. For some people that song might make somebody feel better. The same song might makes somebody think about their ex, and then they go down a sad rabbit hole. And so I just try to stay in a lane to where they can choose from there. But for me, it's just about, we're so complex beings that for me, it's just, it would be hard to write about all of it. So I just try to pick very, very specific thoughts and then elaborate on that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, it's a great song. And another beautiful one that we couldn't stop listening to in research last week was Sweet Yesterday. And cool. Just a great song, man. But I wanted to ask you, why did you finish with Sweet Yesterday? I mean, it's a great song, obviously, but like, what was your thinking with the track list?
That one, I like putting a ballad at the end, just kind of a soft landing to an album. So sonically, I think that was the main reason why I put that there. It's just,
sure.
It's a pretty big album production wise. And so when you're coming down from that, I just wanted kind of a graceful landing spot.
Because you have Turning Tides before, which is like, you're like a slope.
Yeah, slope down. I thought about putting the acoustic version of Turning Tides last, but something about just having a quick little uptick at the end too. So yeah, and two, I think that's one of the more heartfelt songs on the album, or just vulnerable songs.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really nice to leave that for people that have listened to the whole album, give them a little vulnerable treat there at the end.
Man, it's such a great album, Grayson. I hope you're ready for the critical acclaim because the quality speaks for itself, man. It's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely, Grayson. So Grayson, you've been so good with your time. Thank you. There's a rumor that you may play a little song for us. Is that true?
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. We're honored. Grayson, can I give you any guitar and you would make it sound good? Or are you like particular about like your guitars?
I'm not super particular. Now, whether it would sound good or not, I mean, I would play it, but I don't know whether it would sound good or not. So that's up for debate. But this is a Martin D18. This is kind of my baby. So
Beautiful.
I love this guitar. We'll just play the title track, Turning Tides, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely. Honored.
This is actually the seat that I recorded the acoustic version in on Christmas Day. So back at the starting point. Morning sun creeping in, dancing on my kitchen floor through the blinds of my front door. Today it is a welcome friend, 'cause lately all it's been is rain all the time. All salt, no lime. But the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Yeah, the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. Since the clouds came over the hill, I've been laying soft and still inside 40 days and nights. But then the light came back again, brighter than it's ever been. Let it shine, Lord, right on time. Because the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Oh, yeah, the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. Day a rainbow came along, changed my tune and changed my song. I'm living in a major key, finally back to being me, because the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. Oh, yeah, the tide is turning, baby, just like you said it would. Oh, yeah, the tide is turning, baby, and I'm finally feeling good. I'm finally feeling good.
Damn, Grayson.
Yo,
Unbelievable, man. What a
thank
great
you.
song. What a great album, man. Can't wait to see you this weekend at Railbird. And thank you
Yeah,
so much for your time, man. That was really fun.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Absolutely, Grayson. All right. Take care, man.
Thanks. Have a good one.